Lamar, well, thank you so much for your ping ponging because out of all YouTube, you, Rhett and Link, and a few others actually enjoy my video responses and actually take the time to sit down and watch them and actually give me a comment or two or three or sometimes none, but it doesn't really matter. I do it for the participation of it, and you did ask a good question, and I can give you some answers. The best way to change bad sleep habits is, first off, right now it's 14 minutes past midnight for me, and I tend to go to bed at about 1. When I wake up in the morning, it's about 8. It gives me 7 hours of sleep. The required amounts of sleep, apparently, we have to have 10 hours of sleep. How I'll ever be able to achieve that, I don't know, because my work will never allow me to do that, and I don't like going to bed at 7. But to get at least 6 or 7 hours of sleep, if you're having issues trying to do it, first off, what are you doing at the end of the night that may be causing your brain to go into overdrive? If it's YouTube, if you have any creative ideas, you may have some issues trying to drown out your actual working subconscious, and you may be up for a longer period than you'd like. One of the things that I've noticed and that I've been told by people who actually help me correct my sleeping habits, which are much better than what they were a few months ago, is that you have to take it in your hands. First off, your bedroom has to be the only place that you sleep. If you're doing other things in your bedroom, you won't be able to sleep well. The reason why is because your brain is going to fixate on other things that you do in your bedroom. And no, get your mind out of the gutter, I'm not talking about that. But I am talking about gaming, I am talking about working, anything that's not related to nocturnal activities in the bedroom of you eventually falling asleep should be relegated somewhere else in the house, and must be relegated somewhere else in the house. Let me rephrase that, not should, but must. If you're going to bed late, past midnight, and your goal is to at least fall asleep before midnight, Lamar, I don't know what your work day is. I don't know what time you have to get up. I can just imagine if you're a commuting American and you have to drive to work and it's at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes in traffic. That means you have to have time to get up in the morning, get your breakfast. And yes, I'm not kidding here. This is part of the routine. If you don't eat a good breakfast in the morning, your body's going to go completely wonky on you more than you'd like to appreciate. Okay? If it's at least a bowl of cereal, or at least a peanut butter toast, or a slice of bread or fruit that you're eating on the go, at least something, a glass of juice, at least to kick-start your lymphatic system so that your body will allow you to go to bed without too much of an issue. Okay? Now with that, if your goal is to try to go to sleep earlier and earlier each night, one simple way of doing it, pardon me, is to cease and desist any activities 5 minutes before going to bed. Okay, I'm having digestive issues here. The goal is to try and curb your enthusiasm in regards to staying up late and training your body and mind to become accustomed to an earlier bedtime. Trust me, it works like a charm, but it takes a lot of strength of force and will. Well, strength of force, no, strength of will. An iron will from a person actually goes a long way when you're trying to do this. Because if you're trying to fall asleep, it works better if you give yourself 15-minute increments. Within 3 days, you're going to be going to bed at the time that you'd like to actually be able to. But you have to stop everything. And basically, if you're reading a book, you have to put down the book and put it away, close the TV, close the lights, close your mind to everything. Kiss your wife if you've got a wife. Hopefully you're not going into anything else that's going to be keeping both of you up. But those activities become part of life when one has a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner. But still, if it only happens once in a while, it's not going to be that much of a derangement. If it happens too often, you may have to decide to schedule it on different hours. But it works. For example, I used to go to bed at 2, and now I'm going to bed at the very latest at 1, all depending on what I decide, and I tend to wake up in the morning always at about 8 at the latest, 8:15 at the most, which gives me enough time to get ready to go to work, and I don't really need to worry about rushing. I can actually rush eating a small bowl of cereal, a small portion of something to say I'm kickstarting my lymphatic system, and off I go. So, if you want to give it a shot, sometimes people need to wear a face mask. I'm not kidding. To actually shut out light if there's not too many issues. And sometimes you just need to let your fatigue drive you. Unfortunately, I've been there with less than 6 hours of sleep each night, and it's true. Actually, I find that the performance is more than seemingly 2 days without sleep. It feels like a week and a half without proper sleep, of sleeping 2 hours here and there. In short, you feel like you got a mountain on top of your back and your shoulders are sagging. You can't stay awake doing what you're trying to focus on. Your focus is completely shot. Your drive and motivation is completely flushed. So it's to your benefit. So anyways, Lamar, have a nice one.